Okay, guys, in problem number 3, it asks us to solve this problem. But let me ask you this, just before we get started, is this going to be a linear equation or is it a quadratic equation? Arjun?
Quadratic.
Quadratic. And whenever I solve a quadratic, I got to get everything on one side with 0 by itself. So guys, let's look at this. All right. I need to subtract 2 from both sides, and I'm going to get 3x squared plus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now, whenever I need to solve a quadratic, what do I use to solve a quadratic? Well, first thing, if I can factor it, that would be great, right?
Oh.
But let me ask you this. Is there anything that I can take out? No. Do I have 2 terms?
No.
It's not the difference of 2 squares, okay? So it's 3 terms. Is there anything in front of the x squared? Yeah. So what do I use to solve it? What do I use to solve it here? Ben?
The quadratic formula.
Quadratic formula. But when I get to the end, do I need to work backwards?
Nope.
No, because they're not asking me to factor it. They're just saying what are the solutions, and that's what the quadratic formula does for us. It tells us what the solutions are. Okay? So this is going to say we need to use the quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I'm going to write it again with my parentheses so I can fill them in. All right, all over 2a. Now I need to know what a, b, and c are. A is 3, b is equal to 1, and c is equal to negative 2. Remember, this is a, this is b, and that's c. Okay? So let's fill them in. B is 1 and 1. A is 3 and 3. C is negative 2. Okay? So I'm going to get, when I simplify it, negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 plus 24. Teachers. Negative 1 plus, or I'm sorry, negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 25 over 6. So that's negative 1 plus 5 over 6 and negative 1 minus 5 over 6. And that's going to give me 4 over 6. And that's going to give me negative 6 over 6. And this is going to give me 2/3. And this one's going to give me negative 1. X equals. All right, Alexander.
What happens if there's not always teachers?
If it's not, sometimes I might get something that looks like this, guys, and this is fine. 2 plus or minus the square root of 3 over 7. Right? That's 2 solutions. It's 2 plus square root 3 over 7 and 2 minus square root 3 over 7. It's just not pretty.
So we don't write the decimal?
But it's 2 solutions. No, don't write the decimal because remember the decimal is only an approximation.
Okay.
Leave it as a root, as a square root. Okay? All right, any questions about that one? We feel all right about that?
Yep.
Excellent, guys. Great job. Let's look at the next one.